Now, live from Whitney Media, 1460 WVOX, the Greenburgh Report with Greenburgh Town Supervisor Paul Feiner. You can join in the conversation at 914-636-0110. Now on 1460 WVOX, here's Greenburgh Town Supervisor Paul Feiner.
Good morning, Westchester. I'm Paul Feiner. I'm the Greenburgh Town Supervisor. So our guest is Maria Maddox, and she set up a beauty store that brings the best in natural, vegan, organic, and cruelty-free skincare from Russia. So, Maria, could you tell us a little bit about your business?
Absolutely, Paul. Well, first off, thank you so much for having me on the show. I'm very excited to be here with you and all of the listeners today. And thank you for a wonderful introduction. So as you said earlier, my husband and I, we started a new e-commerce platform where we introduce Russian beauty to the U.S. consumers. The products that we sell on our site are natural, vegan, cruelty-free. They are eco-friendly, and there are also some organic options that we are offering. So currently we work with 6 different brands. We have about 50-something products in the portfolio, and we are very excited to give American consumers an opportunity to try these products and explore.
What gave you the idea to start this business?
So let me take a step back and just tell you a little bit more about my background, and that actually how the idea was born. So I've been in the beauty industry for 10 years here in the U.S., and it's been a while since I went to my home country, to Russia. I haven't been there for about 10 or 12 years since I came to the U.S., and, there were various reasons for that. But back in 2019, I actually decided to go to Moscow to run Moscow Marathon. I've been a runner for a couple of years, and I just decided to go and pursue, this absolutely unrelated to the beauty world dream. My dream as an athlete to run a Moscow Marathon. And while there, a beauty professional in me was really thinking, I need to go and check out what's there in the beauty stores. I really wanted to see what brands they had, what products, what resonated really well with the consumers. So I did just that. I went to a couple of local beauty stores, and I was really fascinated to discover that there were so many amazing beauty brands and products that were created and produced in Russia. I bought a few for myself. And when I got back to the U.S., I really started to think, I've been in the beauty industry for so long, and I've seen all types of beauty products. I've seen products from Asia, Australia, France, of course, Germany, like all other countries in the world. But I've never seen a beauty product from Russia. And it made me think, actually, I was so surprised to see that. And I felt, well, it's maybe it's really up to me to change that, because the products that I found in Russia, they were of great quality. They were truly connected with nature. They were inspired by nature. They used really high quality ingredients. The standards that the products were manufactured with, they were European standards, and they're much higher compared to the standards for beauty products in the U.S. And I really felt there was a need for that. I felt that, of course, for the Russian community who lives here in the U.S., that would be a great opportunity to get the brands that they loved from back in the days and truly enjoy them here without costly and long shipping times, without all of the trouble getting products from the abroad. And then for people in the U.S., it really felt...
We have to take a quick break. This is about a 5-minute break, and then we'll be right back in 5 minutes. And we're talking with Maria about Rumor Beauty, RUMOREBEAUTY.com. And if you want to look good, and you might want to check out the website. Thank you. I'm Paul Feiner, Greenburgh Town Supervisor.
1460 WVOX. Now back to the Greenburgh Report on 1460 WVOX. Once again, here's Greenburgh Town Supervisor Paul Feiner.
Good morning, everybody. Paul Fleiner. I'm the Greenburgh town supervisor. And we have a really interesting guest, Maria Maddox. Has started a new business. She and her husband, Maxime Carr, she's originally from Russia, and she started a online beauty store, Rumor Beauty, and it's RUMOREBEAUTY. It's an online beauty store. Maria, how is it tough to start an online business?
I'm sorry, Paul, could you please repeat the question?
Oh, is it difficult to start an online business?
Well, this is my first business, so I'm very excited to see how things will go. But now, as you know, with the pandemic, and I mean in general with the evolution of the digital world, many businesses have shifted in the online space. So whether like 5 years ago or 10 years ago, it was unusual for people to purchase online things like beauty or fashion. Now it does become more of a second nature. People trust online resources more and more, and shipping becomes very convenient. The selection process becomes very convenient, and the businesses also, they have to evolve to really maintain that interest from the consumers of becoming a resource, not just a selling tool, but really that education platform where people can get to know the product. Maybe they can see the texture when it comes to beauty products. They can see what the application process looks like and read up on everything that goes into the product, ingredients, technologies, etc.
You have a very nice, website, and you were talking on one of your blogs about hydrolates and hydrosols and floral waters. Could you tell us a little bit what they are?
Yes, absolutely. So hydrolates, they have become increasingly popular in Russia in the next few years. In the U.S., the term hydrolate is not necessarily that common, but a lot of brands here locally, they have been producing floral waters. And in many ways, hydrolates and floral waters, they're very similar in nature. So speaking of hydrolates, the way this product is produced is that some plants or flowers or botanicals, they're taken, to a manufacturing facility, and they're distilled. And then the steam that goes up, those little droplets that are forming, that is that pure essence of the plant that is very rich in vitamins, very rich in nutrients, and has a lot of skincare benefits. So the hydrolate basically is just that. It's that product of distillation of botanical ingredients. So we currently offer 3 hydrolates on our site. Hopefully in the future we'll be able to bring more if there is, demand, and then people are curious to try other hydrolates with other ingredients. And hydrolates are very good for the skin, and then you can also use them on the body and also for your hair. Of course, depending on the ingredients, some things work better for the hair or for the skin than others, but in general, it's a very universal product.
That is, so interesting. And do Russians use it more than, say, Americans right now?
The product hydrolate, yes, it's very popular in Russia, and on the U.S. market, some floral waters have been gaining popularity. There are brands that are specializing on sprays and toners that contain those floral ingredients, but the term hydrolate is pretty new. So I guess our role with RumorBeauty.com is to really bring those products, educate American consumers on what these products are, and introduce them to them. Explain the benefits and show what these products could do and how they could do that naturally without harsh ingredients, without adding too many chemicals. How people can reap the benefits, the products that are found in nature.
Does your new business, try, focusing on, say, Russians who happen to live in the United States, or are some of your customers, non-Russians who appreciate Russian beauty?
That's a great question, and I'm so glad you asked. So we are just starting out. We are a very new business. We launched 2.5 weeks ago, so we are taking it one baby step at a time. And yes, there are 2 types of people who we are thinking as our customers. One is people who lived in Russia before or, in the countries of former Soviet Union who came to the U.S. and now live here. They may be already familiar with the brands. They may be already familiar with some of the Russian beauty products and ingredients. The other side is people who have not heard of Russian beauty before. And this is where we need to do a little bit more of education and really explaining what it means and why Russian beauty products are so beneficial for your skin. So we are thinking that, in the future it will be both sides and, Russian beauty will gain the popularity and the awareness it deserves here in the States. For now it's mostly within the Russian communities. But yes, there is a lot of work for us to do here.
What made you move to the United States, by the way?
Yeah, that's another great question, Paul. So growing up, and I'm from a very small town in Siberia originally. Growing up, I've always been fascinated with the American culture. I went to an English school, so, I learned the language, I learned the culture, but it was not the same as actually experiencing everything firsthand. So when I was in college, I just decided to take an opportunity and come here, and that was 19 years ago. And here I am, it's been a wonderful journey. I do feel like everything that I've heard and learned about the U.S. Definitely far exceeded my expectations when I came here and actually started my life here in the U.S.
Do you have family in Russia right now?
I do, yes. Well, my mom lives here now. She moved to the U.S. about 6 years ago. Yes, I still have some friends, my school friends, my college friends, some of the distant relatives as well. Yes, but I haven't been to my hometown in a while. I'm very guilty of that. But hopefully now, with the business spanning both countries, I'll be able to visit a bit more frequently.
And do you think some of the businesses, some of the people in Russia will take advantage of your business also? Do you hope to reach out to an international clientele with your internet, business?
Do you mean Russian beauty brands, or?
You're right. Do you feel that you'll reach out to clients all over the world, or just mainly the United States?
So, again, we are a new business, and for now, because I really understand the U.S. beauty market really well, because I have been working in the beauty industry for so long. So I think right now it's the U.S., but there is a lot of potential. My husband and I, we've been actually brainstorming the other day, and we did see a lot of opportunity with other markets. Maybe it's some countries in Asia that also have very big Russian communities that could benefit from our business, or maybe Australia.
Right. We have to take another break, and then after that, I want to talk about your blog and your step-by-step guide. So we'll be right back, and we're talking with Maria Maddox, and she has a website, Rumor, R-U-M-O-R-E, beauty.com, and it's a new business, and you could learn how to improve your skincare and feel beautiful.
1460 WVOX.
Now back to the Greenburgh Report on 1460 WVOX. Once again, here's Greenburgh Town Supervisor Paul Feiner.
Good morning, Westchester. I'm Paul Feiner, and we have a really interesting program today. My guest is Maria Maddox, who just started a new online business right now, taking advantage of the pandemic. A lot of people are creating online businesses since a lot of people are not going out and they're working remotely. So this is a very creative approach that I hope is going to be successful. You have a very interesting website called Rumor, RUMOREBEAUTY.com, and you have a blog, and you have, as part of your blog, a step-by-step guide to the perfect Russian skincare routine. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yes, absolutely. So for those who are very familiar with the beauty space and, the routines, the notion of a routine has become very popular in the past few years. And, there are different philosophies when it comes to that. Brands, companies from different countries, they have their own philosophies. When it comes to Russian beauty, we don't necessarily believe in a multi-step routine for many reasons. First, it could be very time-consuming. It could also become very costly very quickly as you continue purchasing all of the beauty products. So we do believe in the basics. And when I say basics, I mean that there should be a cleanser in a routine. Then, you need to follow with a serum, maybe an eye product, and a cream. And optionally, you can add other steps too. There could be a toner, there could be a mask, and maybe, you've heard about masking many times. And masks have become really popular. But what a lot of people make a mistake with is that they are using a lot of masks and they're using them too frequently. They think it's an essential step, but it's not. And that really leads to some skin concerns, flare-ups, some conditions been developed. So here at More Beauty, we love masking. We have a lot of different masks on our site, but we don't necessarily say that this is a must-have. It's a good to have, of course. But, we are trying to be moderate when it comes to a routine, and every routine is customizable because every person is very different and their skin is different, and we don't know where people come from, right? Like, we don't know what kind of conditions they've had in the past, the climates they live in. So it's very, very personal, and we do encourage people to take liberty and educate themselves on the ingredients, on what goes into the product, but really tailor the routine or the product that they use based on what really is suitable for them.
Right. You also mentioned at the beginning of the program that you live in Hartsdale. How do you like living in Greenburgh, and how does it compare to Russia?
Yeah, well, very different. Prior to moving to the Greenburgh area, I lived in Brooklyn with my husband for a bit more than 10 years. So Greenburgh is very different from Brooklyn as well. With Russia, it's just, I don't even know how to find words to compare. It's not like one is better than the other. It's just very different. Opportunities are different. The layout is very different. Like, even in Brooklyn, I did not have to drive, so I had to pick up my driving skills when I moved to the suburbs here. But I love it in Greenburgh a lot. We've been really enjoying our house that we moved in about 2.5 years ago. It's, we are very lucky that during the pandemic we ended up in a house with a backyard where we can take a little bit of a walk and get some air and get some sun or snow these days. So it's been a wonderful experience so far, and we are very happy that we ended up here.
That is great. How come many people up till now have not heard that much about Russian beauty products?
Yeah, so it's interesting because, around the world, different countries that have been developing and manufacturing beauty products for many years. Like, for example, France is known as that holy grail of beauty, but that goes back to, a couple of 100 years ago. Even countries like Korea or, other countries around the world, they've had those manufacturing processes and companies set up for decades and decades and decades. In Russia, because of the Soviet Union, we did not have that back in the days. We had some beauty products, of course, back in the Soviet times. But those products, they were not attractive. They were really like the bare minimum. We had a cream, we had a shampoo, we had a soap. So it was very, very basic and not as appealing as, other beauty products. And then with the change that happened, back in early 90s, a lot of independent manufacturers of beauty products, they started to emerge. And that gave people so many options. And the products, they are of such great quality. The packaging is appealing. The products, the formulations, everything started to develop pretty fast. But that only started to happen less than 30 years ago. So the industry is still very, very new. And it's really been a hidden gem. Russia still kind of stays that faraway country for many people. I know that it's been on bucket lists even for regular travel for many, many people here in the U.S., but no one really, but not too many people attempt a trip there. There are some concerns, there are some some prejudice, maybe. Like, I don't know what it is, but yeah. And beauty products, they've been pretty hidden from the rest of the world. So when I found them, when I found those hidden gems, and I knew a little bit about the beauty industry here in the U.S., I really felt like if no one's telling that story, maybe I should be the one to tell it.
That is, really, really interesting. Do you expect to also reach out to some of the beauty salons, the hair salons, in Westchester, tell them about your business? Are you going to be doing that as part of your marketing campaign?
Not at this point. Most of our products are for at-home use. I mean, maybe down the road, it will be nice to make some connections with local estheticians who may also be curious and interested in trying the products for themselves and for their clientele. We'd be happy to explore that route sometime down the road. But for the most part, the products that we are using, they are, for consumers to really use at home. They are very easy to use. They are, they have natural ingredients, so they're very skin-friendly. Because many of the products that are used in the salon, they really need to be applied by a licensed professional. They need to be, used in the salon setting, not with our products. Our products are very to use, and, anyone can just go to onto the website, select the products for their regimen, and then just enjoy, especially on a snow day like this. There is not much going on, right? You can go outside, so why not do a self-care day and indulge in some of the products?
You also mentioned on your website that you give free samples with every order.
Yes, absolutely. So we'd love people to not only enjoy what they bought, but then also try something new. So we offer free samples, and we also offer free shipping on orders that are over $50. And we ship really fast. We ship with UPS, which is a very trusted partner. So, if it's within the Westchester County or even the tri-state area, everything usually gets delivered the next day.
That is, great. So there's good customer service. Are these products very expensive?
No, absolutely not. One of the things that we also talk about when it comes to Russian beauty is that you get all of the great ingredients and clean formulas and, certified products made with European standards in mind for a relatively affordable price. So everything on our website, the most expensive product is $32. And it starts as low as $15. So everything, all of the 50-something products that we have, they are within that $15 to $32 range.
That is great. You also, we have to take a break, and then I want to talk about the top destinations for the beauty obsessed. That's also an interesting aspect. So we'll be right back in a couple minutes. I'm Paul Feiner, Greenburgh Town Supervisor.
Now, back to the Greenburgh Report on 1460 WVOX. Once again, here's Greenburgh Town Supervisor Paul Feiner.
Good morning, everybody. I'm Paul Feiner, and we're talking with Maria Maddox. And she and her husband have started a new online business based on her life in Siberia and Russia. It's called Rumor, RUMORE, beauty.com, and they focus on perfect Russian skincare. And she used her experience in Russia. I wanted to ask you, Maria, about the 5 destinations in Russia for the beauty obsessed, and if there's different beauty products in different sections of Russia.
Yes, absolutely, Paul. So what I've noticed over the past few years that a lot of people, whenever they travel they really try to not just like go sightseeing and then experience all of the wonders that those countries have to offer. They also like to explore fashion. They like to explore cuisine and beauty products as well. I've heard from many people, not just in the beauty industry, but overall from those who I know, that they come back from a foreign country with, say, a suitcase of products or, I don't know, new clothing items and whatnot. So I decided to put together a list of top destinations in Russia for the beauty obsessed. So if someone is up for a Russian adventure, they can go visit those places and really not just pick up the products necessarily, but really understand what these places are about and how they contributed to that philosophy of Russian beauty. The places that I've picked, the 5 destinations, they're very nature-driven. So one of the places that I've included, the Altai Mountains. And I was born and raised not too far from that area, just maybe a 5-hour drive. And it's a very beautiful place. It has everything. It's the mountains that are very tall, like some of them are snow-capped. There are valleys, rivers, forests, pine trees, flowers, you name it. And again, going back to what we said before, Russian beauty is really all about ingredients and connection with nature. So that place, the Altai Mountains, truly speaks to what nature is about because you can get a little bit of everything in that one region. Then another great area is Lake Baikal, which is well known worldwide. It's the largest body, like a freshwater body in the world. And the water there is really crystal clear. The nature around the lake is phenomenal. Then another area is the Kamchatka Peninsula. It has geysers. It has those... I guess it also comes from the geysers, so it's like those like little pools that are filled with minerals and nutrients that are very beneficial for the skin. There is even a legend that like if you go and take a dive into one of them, and then you'll just it's basically finding the eternal fountain, like a fountain of eternal youth. Then there are other areas in Russia, mountains. Mount Elbrus, and then not too far from that area, the waters of the Black Sea, all of the resorts. So, Russia is a very big country overall, and there are many, many areas throughout that all of the great beauty ingredients come from and that are impacting beauty and well-being one way or another. So those are just the 5 places that I've picked, but I'm sure for people who really want to dive deeper, there will be many more to discover.
That is great. My daughter was adopted from Greenburgh in the Ural Mountains, so I'm familiar with Russia and what a beautiful country it is and how large it is. In your blog, you also have a post, Russian woman sharing their family beauty secrets. Can you tell us about that?
Absolutely, Paul. So remember when I said a few minutes ago that, all of the beauty industry and the beauty manufacturers, they really just started to pop up in Russia about 30, 20 years ago, even less than that. But Russian women have been known worldwide for their looks, right? Like we can name a few models and actresses who have perfect skin, who are known for their beauty. So beauty in Russia, and like women have been caring for their skin. So their beauty routines have existed, but just in a bit of a different form because they did not have access to all of the luxuries of manufactured beauty products. So where did they get the products from? They got it from nature. And again, like going back to that connection that Russian beauty is deeply inspired by natural resources and what people could actually find. So even my relatives, my grandmother, they used to go into the forest and they will pick berries, they will pick medicinal herbs, they will dry the herbs, they will make some concoctions that they will use for their hair, for their skin, for their nails. There will be fruits and veggies that they would grow organically in their gardens. People would just like have fresh water. People will go to the forest and maybe pick some bark, pick the pine needles. Then we could I remember even myself as a child, I've been taking baths with pine needles and then making some nail treatments with chamomile to soothe inflammation and to help promote the growth of nails. So I do remember like doing many of these things myself, and my mom, she's been big on that. And I'm not alone in this, and our family is not alone, because as you can see from the blog post, a lot of women who I interviewed, they all live here now, but they have Russian background the way I do. They've all been using all types of remedies and all types of natural ingredients that they could find to supplement for the lack of the manufactured beauty products the way we know them here in the U.S.
Do people use the Russian beauty products along with other beauty products, or is it better to just stick with like one type of beauty product?
Yeah, you can use them the way you want. So, we don't promote that, you have to have a full lineup and you have to invest so much money. You can definitely mix and match. So, for example, if you've been devoted to a cream or a serum that you've been loving for years, that's totally fine to keep. And if it works for your skin, that's amazing. But then if you would like to introduce a new product, or if something is not working and you would like to replace it with something, then we would encourage people to consider that, to consider Russian beauty products to add to their regimen. So it's totally interchangeable. There is no right or wrong. Again, every person is different. Their skin concerns, their needs are very different as well, depending on the age, depending on their condition and preferences. Preferences are important too. So it's absolutely mix and match.
Another question is, do sometimes people break out, their skin breaks out when they use new products?
Yes, that happens. And that happens with all types of products. It doesn't matter what kind of products they are. It could be products that they pick up at a drugstore, some specialty products, the way we offer them here with Russian Beauty, high-end products. I've heard, being working in the beauty industry, I've heard people breaking out from a $400 cream, and that's totally normal, because, when you are introducing a new product into your routine, your skin goes through some adjustment, right? It's new ingredients, it's new textures, it's new formulations, and it's not necessarily a bad thing. It's the adjustment process, and we call it purging. So, the skin may be purging for a little bit. And of course, if there is a serious irritation or an inflammation happening, then, of course, we would advise to discontinue using the product and then seeing a professional for, a licensed dermatologist or a licensed esthetician consultation. But normally there may be some breakouts here and there, but that will go away soon, if that happens at all.
Right. We just have a few seconds left, so I just want to mention that if people want more information, they should take a look at your excellent website, RUMORE, beauty.com. And again, this is a new online business. It's only 2.5 weeks old. And good luck, and thank you for being my guest today.
Thank you so much, Paul. It's been a pleasure. Have a wonderful weekend.
You too.